It's currently 10:53 p.m. I've been spending the past 2 or so hours drawing these small circles meant to represent the dimples of a golf ball. I've discovered this way of essentially starting in the middle, around the middle of the golf ball drawing by accident. If I recall, the initial circles I drew are all the way here. I picked one corner between the two circles that made up one of the three sides of the circle that was made up of smaller circles. And once I went off of the corner, I drew, if I recall, I think I drew the usual 3 circles in front instead of what I did previously, 4 circles around it. Would be my best way of explaining it. Dad cooked some fries. To go with 2 cut up leftover sausages. 2 leftover sausages that Dad cut up pretty much just now. I recall getting up today around 8:30 in the morning. Though I woke up before that point at least once or twice. I recall the last time I woke up for today being around 8 in the morning, but I got up about half an hour later. That's when I started my day. Dad put some Caribbean style hot sauce, some drops on the sausage. The sauce has some good spice and some good taste to it. And I've been using this Sharpie marker to make all of the small circles, and will continue to do so. The plan is to finish going around the middle, and from there I'll move up, either up or down, eventually filling the whole ball with small circles that are meant to represent dimples found on a golf ball. I think I recall being up from 5 to 6 in the morning at some point. But I'm not entirely sure of it. I do feel I was up at that time, though. Around 9 in the morning. I had a peanut butter and jelly bagel sandwich. With either the first or the second cup of plain coffee from the morning pot Dad made with it. Though I'm heavily leaning towards first cup. With that peanut butter and jelly bagel sandwich. I recall having the usual 2 to 3 cups. I think technically it was 4, with the 4th being a partial cup, though that was with the London coffee cup. And I have a feeling well, the hot sauce is delicious. It's not too spicy. It's hot.
Yeah, it's hot, but it's good though, right?
Yeah, what is it called?
Ghost Island.
Ghost Island? I have a feeling that the London coffee mug is a little smaller than the rest of the coffee cups at Dad's place. So I think it's within the usual 2 to 3 standard cups of coffee. I typically have on a day I'm at Dad's place. Which is a majority of them these days. If I recall correctly, roughly from 12:30 p.m. to about 3 p.m., Dan and I were at the Greek festival that was taking place near us. I think it was roughly a 15 or so minute drive to get from here to where the Greek festival was. The admission was free for everyone. It had a good atmosphere due to the live music. Throughout our stay. Which lasted for some time. Dan and I first briefly waited in line to a tented area. Every stand was pretty much under a tent. So Dad could get both himself and me a fix Hella's Greek beer. It tasted good. I enjoyed having it. Though I felt, and Dad felt, that it didn't taste much different, if any different at all, from domestic beer here. Then we went to the main food tent, where we were each given, went to line to the main food tent, where we were each given a menu and a sort of meal ticket. Meal ticket meant for us to vote in with a pencil by marking in a circle like you would find on a Scantron to a standardized test, your selection. I picked the lamb shank, which is essentially a mini leg of lamb, with a side of rice pilaf and pita bread. whereas Dad got a gyro. We were both given some Greek yogurt condiment. I spread that condiment on my pita bread, put some of the rice on top of that, using a black plastic fork. I used a black plastic knife to spread on the Greek yogurt condiment before I put the rice on. Oh, that was delicious. Yeah, I was the one who got the forks and knives for everybody, including someone Dad knows. Oh, though they aren't part of the circle of friends that usually joins him for Salvatore's. Yeah, but Dad knows them from a pawn shop he goes to every now and then. He's taken me there before. Yeah, that person works there, and if I recall, they also worked for the Greek festival that day. Dad sent him to get both of us our second and last Greek beer. Of the festival, and these beers went with the food we got from the main food tent. And then we went to a sort of dessert tent to get these, which Dan and I now refer to as honey donuts. As we don't recall the actual name of these Greek pastries. Yeah, but even now, they're delicious. After we got these, we went to a sort of Greek coffee tent where we expected cups of coffee, plain for me, with sugar for Dad. But we each ended up getting the equivalent of an espresso shot that we couldn't finish, since towards the bottom it became powdery. Then roughly from 3:30 p.m. to about 4:45 p.m. Dan and I stopped to visit his parents. It was nice getting to make small talk with Dad's parents. Grandma showed me her most recent painting at one point, and I showed her the polystyrene drawing I made Grandpa for Father's Day, though it was at a point in which Grandpa was briefly away, since it's not Father's Day yet. It's this one right here. The other golf ball I'm working on currently is for another family member on Dad's side. Though it's currently 11:47 p.m., I'll be going to bed soon. At the end of our visit, Grandma cut a couple slices of, I believe, a homemade cheesecake, put some cherry topping on top of the slices, and then put them in the plastic box that those honey donuts came in. This was after we shared some of the honey donuts with Dad's parents. Yeah, I recall this room here, the upstairs room at Dad's place, it's currently room temperature. Though I recall prior to us going to the Greek festival, it was somewhat below it, where it felt a little cool. But it was still pretty comfortable for me. Most of today's work on this polystyrene drawing project came within the evening hours. Evening to early night hours. Though I think I recall a little work prior to Dad taking me to the Greek festival today.